So welcome to Black Hat Hacking series. So in this video we'll cover about the ransomwares. So if you remember in the previous videos where we have did a discussion about all the malwares, where we have covered a video regarding the viruses, trojans, ransomwares, spywares, worms, that what are the difference between all of them, all the malwares. So in this video we'll specifically cover about the ransomwares, that how you can create a ransomware, how you can send it to someone, and once the person receive your ransomware and he double click over it, it will lock down all his personal files in his computer. Then he'll just be left with two choices, whether he have to pay you the money back or whether he have to format and lose his files. So let's do it. So there are a lot of tools, basically same like Trojans. In the Trojans, if you remember, we have done a software named as Ramcos. Now like Ramcos, there are hundreds of more backdoors or Trojans are also available, who will be having same features like Ramcos. Same way, while in the ransomwares as well, there are hundreds of applications available to do it. But the one which I'm going to use today in the ransomware section is the NGRAT. Now as the name explains you, it's also a rat, it's also a Trojan. It's same like Ramcos, including a feature of ransomware as well. So it have a feature of Trojans as well, and it have a feature of ransomware as well. So the point is that you will be able to control the victim computer as well. You will be able to see his keystrokes, you will be able to see his passwords as well, and if you will be willing later on to lock down his files, you will also be able to apply a ransomware feature as well on his computer. So it's both in one. So let's extract it first. The password is 123 for all the tools which we'll be using. All these tools which we are using in our course is all there in the toolkit which we have provided with you. So we extract NGRAT Lime Edition and we double click over it. Okay, it starts up. So same like in the Ramcos, if you remember, in the local settings we first open a port. So same way we also have to open a port here as well, because it's also a Trojan in the backend. So maybe here we can use 7777, and we also have to get a password as well over it, like 123 key, and start. Allow access. I think our firewall is enabled, so we'll disable it so that there will be no problem while receiving the victims. So what we can do is, we have now port we are listening on. Now we have to create a builder. We have to create a Trojan. We can create a builder, client, and here you have to put your IP address. Same options like which you have seen in the Ramcos. So our IP address is 192.168.47.132. 192.168.47.132. It automatically pick the port which we have opened, 7777. It automatically grabbed the key as well, which we have gave in the NGRAT. So it will make a file name with the name of client.exe, which we can change it later on even. We can also tick mark this one, copy to startup, registry startup, so that persistence, so that it would start on its own. If you remember the feature in the Ramcos, that you have to tick mark the install feature so that you will permanently have the access of the victim. If the victim restart, you will not lose him, you will still have him whenever he comes back. So same way we have to click this persistence. Persistence is the permanent access. So whether the victim restart even, it will not affect on you. You will lose him, and whenever victim comes back online, you will again get him back automatically. Now here's the thing, you also have to give your Bitcoin address where you want to receive the money in case if you use the ransomware feature of it. Maybe I can just put my any random Bitcoin address, but here you have to give your permanent Bitcoin address which you'll get from your Bitcoin wallet. And there are hundreds of wallets online like blockchain. You can go to that website and you can create a free Bitcoin address there, a free Bitcoin wallet where you can receive Bitcoins. So I just gave a random. I click terms of service and I can build it. On the desktop, maybe I can give a name of or maybe same update.exe. It's created. Now it's same process as we have learned while in the Trojans. You can use Celeste file binder and you can change its icon, same like Trojans, which we have done. You can also use a cryptor and make it fully undetectable, because right now if you'll scan it over the Metascan or maybe on the nodistribute.com, most of the antivirus would be detecting it. So you have to make it undetectable as well, first of all, before you send it. Now let's send this file to the victim computer. Right click and paste. So there is already a Ramcos file available, and I also saved a new one. So this is the Ramcos file, and this is the one which we created from the NJRAT. So if you have seen, in every rat the process would always be same, that you first open a port and then you create a file with your IP address and that specific port and you send it to victim. Same thing you did with Ramcos, same thing we are also doing with the NJRAT. So now if I double click on this file, you must receive a session in few seconds. Okay, and the victim comes up. So we can do like passwords, keylogger. We have a keylogger option. Let me type something there in the Gmail or whatever. If you type, like there is a notepad file, I type hackers rocks. So if you refresh, and here it shows hacker rocks. So if they'll type their credit card numbers, their bank logins, their Gmail passwords, their chats, you'll be able to get it from the keylogger option, same as in the Ramcos you have seen. So you have a password recovery, which you also seen in the Ramcos. You can also capture the webcam, microphones, same as you have seen in the Ramcos. So all the options are mostly same, but there is only one option primarily which is not there in the Ramcos and it's there in the NJRAT, is the ransomware feature. So if you like, you can, and it also have little more features as well, that you can shut down their PC, we can change their wallpaper, we can reverse their mouse, and we can also turn off or turn on their monitor. If I turn off their monitor, their screen will go blank. They'll not be able to see anything on their screen. So there are a lot of tricky features as well. But the main thing which it have is the ransomware. Like if I encrypt it, are you sure? Yes, I want to lock. And how much money you want to ask them? Like maybe $250. Okay. And do you want to change the client's wallpaper? I would say no, I don't want to change it. So if you see now, automatically a notepad is open on the victim that all your files have been locked. You can get them back by just paying $250 as a Bitcoin, and this is the Bitcoin address which we have typed while creating the Trojan, if you remember. And they also gave a link that this is the video you can learn how to pay. You can watch this video to learn how to pay via Bitcoins. This is not a joke, this is a ransomware. And if you see, there are a lot of notepad files before there on my desktop, and all of them are locked with the extension of Lime, like update.exe.lime, notepad.lime, everything is .exe.lime, and I cannot open them. Whatever I open, I just see encrypted text. Simple. So it have locked everything in my computer. So when the victim pays you, you can also actually show him your email ID in between this text, basically, so he can revert out the receipt to you that he have paid. And then what you can do is, you can right click over him, ransomware, and you can decrypt his computer as he have paid you now. And it will take few minutes. As much data the victim would be having, as much time it will take to encrypt or decrypt. So if you see, it took 3-4 minutes, and it have finally decrypted everything in my computer. Now you must be thinking that how we will be able to provide our email address to the victim so that he'll be able to contact us back after paying. So only then we will be able to know that the person have paid, and we have to decrypt his computer now. So if you remember, I also have a picture like this. You have to create a picture basically that you are hacked and this thing. So if you remember, when you right click and go to ransomware and encrypt, are you sure, it $150, and it asks you that do you want to change his wallpaper. You can say yes on the desktop, and 1 2 3 4 I select my picture, and if you see, it will also change the wallpaper that contact us on this email ID. Rest it will also open a notepad as well, that how much he have to pay, where he have to pay, and he can also learn how to pay. And after paying, he'll be able to contact us back on this email ID, and then we can maybe decrypt his computer from the decrypt. Now why it have not encrypted yet is because, as I said, it takes time depending upon the data how much victim would be having, and it will also decrypt by taking time how much data the victim would be having. So I hope you got an idea that how you could also use a ransomware feature as well in between the Trojans. There are multiple other features as well, that like mouse, you can go to reverse. If you see, if I right click, I'm doing left click. When I left click, it's pressing the right click. So mouse buttons are replaced. So there is also taskbar. It shows show or hide. I make it hide, and if you see, there is only one button. The whole taskbar is gone. So it have little more tricky features as well to just play with the victim, but I think all the important features the Ramcos also have it, except these playing things and as well as the ransomware feature. So I hope you got an idea how the ransomware works. Thank you for watching.